we head towards Great Balls of Fire in 5 weeks, Raw returns to its good old ways of doing the same shit, but slightly tweaking that same shit. But it's still shit. Welcome to the Raw Review.
Yeah. Go Raw.
We open up with Bray Wyatt, who, you know, this, like, initially I thought, okay, cool. Initially I thought, cool, we're going to do something with Bray Wyatt. He is calling out the other 4 members, saying that the Fatal 5-Way...
You guys were naughty. Y'all gonna get punished now.
Yeah.
Y'all got pretty.
He said, you know, that it was supposed to be his moment, and there are 4 men that got in his way, and he lists them all. He says, and they're all gonna be punished, starting with Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns comes out, says like 2 things, and then he punches Wyatt in the face. So then we have a match between Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. You know, Bray Wyatt starting to get something started here. Roman Reigns, not a clear direction what Roman Reigns is currently doing, but it's Roman Reigns, so he beats Bray Wyatt in the opening match. Because he's Roman Reigns. The match was okay.
Yay. The ending was like my favorite and least favorite part.
Bray Wyatt's saunter over the ropes.
Bray Wyatt just accepting defeat after getting Superman punched the second time, and he just walked over to the ropes and rebounded off into the spear.
Yeah, he essentially just like stumbled, like pirate stumbled over. I was like, okay, bounce off the ropes, spear. Kurt Angle, we go back to his office. He's still receiving.
There's a lot of Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Kurt Angle was everywhere.
Kurt Angle and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. This was the first one. Kurt Angle is looking at his phone. He's still getting these updates on whatever Corey showed him a couple weeks ago. He's still freaking out. Alexa comes in and says, hey, so you're going to congratulate me, right? Because I beat Bayley last night. I'm done. I'm moving on. Cool.
Moving on up.
To Nia Jax. Kurt Angle decides that Alexa's going to defend the Women's Championship against Nia Jax later on in the show.
Yeah, Alexa's like, hey, I got this great idea for Alexa Bliss, This Is My Life segment. And Kurt goes,
that's the worst idea
terrible.
And then he legitimately says that This Is Your Life last week was the worst segment in Raw history. So, yeah, they're
well aware of what happened.
Oh, yeah. You can't hide something like that. That's just... You can't hide something that awful.
You can't hide gratuitous 20-something-year-old makeout session in the middle of the ring.
Yeah. I forgot that happened. I tried to push most of that out of my head. So yeah, Alexa Bliss, we can just continue this whole thing because it made a whole lot of no sense. Alexa tried to turn the Raw women against Nia to like, hey, why is Nia getting a shot all of a sudden? That's not fair to you guys.
It's like Raw going like, okay, remember what Natty did with Tamina and Carmella?
Oh yeah.
Let's have
the welcoming committee, right?
Let's have Alexa try to do that with Mickey and Dana.
I don't know if they'd really go for it though.
I just feel like they told Alexa to go in and try it anyways.
Yeah. Well, Dana and Mickey said
nope.
No. I love that Dana got like, because Alexa's like, we've got a Nia Jax problem. Dana's like, no, we don't have a Nia Jax problem. You do. So Mickey then tells Alexa that her and Dana will be at ringside to watch Alexa deal with her problem.
Why? There's no reason for them to be out there.
And then it continues to make even less sense because Nia Jax is destroying Alexa Bliss. Alexa has no fucking chance in this match. She's being tossed around and just beaten beyond belief. She gets out of the ring. She ends up being confronted by Mickey and Dana. And our stream had some sort of weird thing where it flashed, but essentially she did what heels do. She pissed off the babyface, and one of them slapped her.
I'm guessing from like the busted face, it was probably Dana.
You think so?
And them beefy arms.
Yeah, she does have the muscle behind it. Regardless, busted Alexa's lip open, caused a disqualification. She defeats Nia Jax. She retains the women's championship. Then
everyone started fighting.
What?
With the exception of Mickey and Dana.
They were the
they
only
didn't fight
two.
Each other.
Yeah, no, Mickey and Dana were like cool with each other, but it was like fuck everybody else. I don't know. And apparently Bailey is at home recovering from her kendo stick shots. She's
Send Bailey back to NXT.
Or send her to SmackDown.
Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say that in a negative light, but she's just so much more well received in NXT than she is on the main roster.
Yeah. Dean Ambrose was pissed off from losing the Intercontinental title, so he was going to take it out on Elias Samson, which he did a little bit, though the match never got started. Dean ended up trying to call out The Miz and say, hey, let's do a rematch for the Intercontinental title right now.
The Miz is like, I'll up your idea and say, no, I'm going to throw a party.
Yeah.
There'll be a dancing bear.
I don't think he said that.
No, he didn't.
Maurice didn't say it either.
No, she didn't.
Elias Samson ended up beating down Dean Ambrose.
And from behind with his little swinging neck breaker.
Yeah.
As Michael Cole called it.
Swinging neck breaker. And then Dean was pissed off, still in the back, like asking Kurt, like, "Hey, just show me where Miz's dressing room is. I need to."
Can we take a referee back there and just get this Intercontinental Championship rematch out of the way?
And Kurt's like, "No, you need to cool down." He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna cool down in the Miz's dressing room. I'm sure he's got the cucumber soda or something like that in there. He's got something, right?" And so Kurt tells Dean Ambrose to take the night off and just leave the building.
He did,
and he did. Samoa Joe came out and talked about how he is the #1 contender. This was my favorite part, this segment here, but for the wrong reasons apparently, because apparently I'm supposed to believe that Brock Lesnar is the good guy in this storyline. I still don't understand that.
It's just because Joe is an ass. Like this is the
point. So's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, I did the math. When he defends his title, you gotta defend your title every 30 days, is 99 days.
Yeah. No, the whole idea, though, is like, Joe has been consistently doing things we're supposed to dislike him for.
I know.
Including injuring Seth Rollins.
Well...
or re-aggravating Seth Rollins' injury and almost keeping him out of WrestleMania.
But Brock's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, Samoa Joe cut a really good promo. Talks about how he's just looking forward to taking out the Beast and winning the championship. But he also wants to have Paul Heyman doing all the things for him that Paul Heyman does for Brock Lesnar. Just so happens...
Joe wants an advocate.
Yeah. Just so happens, Paul Heyman was there.
Yeah, and Paul Heyman cut a pretty good promo.
Yeah.
Dropping the J-bomb.
Yeah. He's... Any chance he gets, he's got to remind people that he's Jewish.
Yep.
That's cool. You do you, Jew. He essentially used the same kind of thing. Like, he said last week that Finn was, the biggest threat. But now that Joe is in that spot, he's like, you're the worst case scenario. Because Samoa Joe isn't afraid of Brock Lesnar. And so, he kind of uses the fact that neither of them is afraid of each other, and so this is, it's going to be a big, epic fight, blah, 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 blah. Joe is just kind of like, that's cool, put me over all you want. But then as soon as Heyman was done talking, they both drop microphones, and there's this bit that Joe backs Heyman into the corner, and the only audio is picked up from the camera.
Yeah.
And he proceeds to tell Paul Heyman that he is going to choke him out. And he wants him to tell Brock Lesnar how this feels, because Brock is going to feel it at Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, he said, you have to relay this message in excruciating detail, how it feels.
I loved this.
Because it's going to be Brock Lesnar's future.
And then he proceeds to choke out Paul Heyman. And
this is the first place where they're going to start getting over that they want Joe to be the heel.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
because
the crowd was chanting, "We want Brock."
Yeah, because Heyman cuts good promos, and people appreciate that about Paul Heyman. And then at the end, Heyman did the babyface thing and extended the handshake to Samoa Joe.
But Paul does that. Like, I'm pretty sure Paul's done that to like everyone that Brock has faced.
I wouldn't think so, because a lot of the times now, when you're thinking like when Heyman is cutting a promo to one of like the straight up baby faces Brock's going against, the promos are all about how Brock is going to victimize the person and suplex them 1,000,000 times, and Brock is going to make them their bitch.
True.
And, you know, he tries to incite that sort of, ooh, Big Bad Brock is going to eat you up. Versus this, where he's like, oh, you're not afraid of Brock Lesnar. This is going to be a good fight. Let's shake hands now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the people, like, initially, too, when Joe grabbed him, like, there was a little bit of a pop, but then, like, when Joe didn't let go, everyone's like, oh, he's fat and old. We just feel bad.
Yeah, so they start chanting, "We want Brock." And then we saw Paul later in the trainer's office. Brock called him, and so Brock will be on Raw next week. For the first time since the night after WrestleMania.
Yay!
Sheamus and Cesaro defeated Heath Slater and Rhino. And then cut a promo.
Because they are the bar.
TJP.
You know the ironic thing about that is, like, the segment that made them friends in the first place was at a bar.
Huh. They probably didn't intend it that way.
You guys are so full circle.
TJP said, "Hey, Neville, guess what? We got rid of Austin Aries. It's my turn." And Neville's like, "I'll think about it." And TJ's like, No.
You said.
I got rid of Austin Aries. Now it's my turn." He's like, "Okay, you go out and you beat Mustafa Ali. I'll go talk to Kurt Angle. We'll see what happens." TJP defeated Mustafa Ali in a good, short, quick match. And then Neville came out and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know how to say this."
It's me.
And TJ's like, "All right, we're gonna go talk to Kurt Angle right now. Let's go." And then Neville beat the shit out of TJP and said, "Hey, guess what? You get your title match tomorrow on 205 Live." All right.
Whoa.
Is this gonna? Are they already gonna put TJP back as a babyface? Or are they gonna use this to swerve? And like TJP is gonna lay down for Neville.
No, I think what's gonna happen is TJP's gonna fight, but I still think Neville's gonna completely royally whoop his ass all over the place.
Okay.
And then I think when he comes back, TJP's going to be like sad puppy dog to Neville. And be like, I should have known my place. You are the king of the cruiserweights.
He's gonna be Reek from Game of Thrones.
He's
without the dick cutting off.
Yeah, he's essentially just gonna be...
He's gonna be a little bitch.
Yeah, he's gonna be the little bitch. He's gonna be Neville Lapdog.
While they were doing some sort of, like, hey, this is what's going to happen next, Kurt Angle actually came out to the commentary desk.
and stole Corey Graves.
And he's like, Corey, I need to talk to you right now. So he like goes over.
I need to talk to you 2 feet away from the desk.
Yeah, like I feel like Booker should have just went like, like, I mean,
one of those ear horn things.
Like, Booker just tries to listen. So essentially, he shows him a few more things.
Because that's what Booker would do. Booker's stupid.
He sees with his ears.
No, I'm just calling him dumb.
Oh, but you got a problem with Booker T?
No, he's just not that bright.
Okay, that's fair. So Corey talks to Kurt a little bit, goes back, sits at the desk, and
like, what was that about, Corey? And Corey goes, "Hey, look, it's Kalisto. Let's talk about Kalisto coming out now."
Yeah, and so yeah, before Kalisto's match starts, Kurt ends up heading to the back, walks away from an interview with Mike. He ends up walking out the door, and as the door is closing, it is stopped, and Dean Ambrose makes his way back into the arena. Then Kalisto defeated Titus O'Neil in a roundabout, like Titus dropped him down and tried to like lift him up, like get like the height advantage and pull the tights, but he was up so high that Kalisto was just able to like shift his weight and drop down onto Titus and then pull the tights on him. And apparently Tozawa was watching the match.
Even though we never saw Tozawa.
Well, we did see him.
Did we? Oh,
yeah, there was there was a quick clip of him watching the match, and apparently he was told to be waiting by the curtain because Titus was going to beat Kalisto, and Tozawa was immediately going to want to join the Titus brand. Instead, Titus got made a fool of.
I love that when it happened, Apollo pointed at Kalisto and was like, I see what you did there.
Yeah. No, and Apollo just laughs at Titus the whole time. He's like, he got the Titus, he got you. You know, and Titus is none too happy about any of this.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening there.
The only upside to this is if they use Tozawa in this storyline. I hope that means that they're going to start bridging the gap between the Cruiserweight division and the main roster.
We could get some killer matches.
The last thing I want this to be is just an excuse to get Titus on 205 Live.
Gross. This would be a good integration of Kalisto into the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
So, might get that as well. Well, Enzo and Cass.
But you know what though, I want it to end up being like, Tozawa declines Titus O'Neil's offer to join the Titus brand, and then Tozawa comes out and starts spouting about the Tozawa brand, and then beats Titus O'Neil in a street fight in like 3 months.
No.
Because Raw.
Enzo and Cass were supposed to face the Club, go figure, but Cass got attacked.
Yeah.
He got like a fucking giant piece of backstage set dropped on him.
To which the referee then hurled out of frame.
Yeah, right.
Like it didn't weigh anything.
Cass, you're right. The beefy little referee just tosses this thing aside. Enzo ends up running up.
Also enjoy how Cass was oiled up for his beatdown.
Oh yeah, Cass was, unable to stand. He's not going to be able to make it to the match. Enzo's got to find a tag team partner. Cass had a necklace or something in his hand that apparently the attacker left, and apparently Enzo recognized it. I think it's Enzo's. I'm just going to say Enzo faked the 2 attacks that he had the last 2 weeks, and that he actually attacked Cass. That's my current guess. So instead...
I think what happened is the Revival still attacked Enzo and stole Enzo's necklace and then planted it on Cass to make him suspicious.
That's even cooler. Sort of. So Enzo still goes into the match against the Club, but he has a brand new partner, we're gonna take down the Big Show with this Enzo and Cass too long promo bit.
From Big Cass to Big Show. Still boring.
Still beating the club.
Yeah, still Enzo not doing all the work. Because he got hit like twice and then tagged in Big Show.
And the club's still doing the job. Because Raw needs an ascension. Then the Miz's celebration happened. And this was actually a pretty funny segment.
Yeah.
It was, Miz...
This, to me, was the highlight of the whole show.
Miz talking about, this is the comeback tour for Miz and the Intercontinental Championship.
Because wasn't the last one the reunion tour? Or something like that?
Yeah. It was the reunion tour. This is the comeback tour. It's... there's balloons, and there's a dancing bear with a congratulations sign, and there's drinks, and so, Miz is thanking Maurice, and, gloating to the fans.
Yeah, he's like, you thought of everything, the balloons, and the celebration, and the bear, and then Maurice is like, I'm glad you like everything, but I didn't get the bear, and then Miz is like,
I didn't get the bear.
And she's like, what do you mean you didn't get the bear? Because I didn't get the bear.
And Miz is like,
what do you mean, you people?
Oh shit, he runs over, beats the crap out of the bear, hits the bear with a skull-crushing finale. So sure of himself. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your former Intercontinental Champion,
Thunk, and it didn't
Dime Store Johnny Gargano.
In an unmasking attempt that took 2 tries.
Yeah, shit. It's a skinny dude, and Miz is like, well, kid, at least you can say you got beat up by the Intercontinental Champion. Throws him out of the ring, and he's like, well, now that's taken care of. That's fine. All of a sudden, someone starts wheeling this giant present down the ringside, and Miz goes, oh, look at this present. Look how tall it is. Anything could be in there. It even sounds like something's moving in the. It could be anything. And he reaches over the barricade.
He steals the security guard's chair.
Yeah, he grabs the chair, and then drops the microphone and fucking goes to town on this box. Hits it once, doesn't fucking do anything. Hits it again, still doesn't do anything. Maurice is yelling at him at this point, and he starts attacking the box. He
tackled the box, he brought it down, he elbow dropped it, he kept hitting it with chairs again.
And Maurice is just screaming at him to stop, and then
at one point, Miz turns around and goes, no, you stop!
And then Miz reaches in and pulls out the top of a grandfather clock, and Maurice goes, it's a grandfather clock, it's timeless, like you. And Miz realizes that he fucked up, and Maurice...
That was the moment when Mike Mazzana knew he done fucked up.
And Maurice says, you ruined it, threw the microphone down, walked away, and Miz did his best Will Arnett impression. And then was like, okay, at this point, I know, Dean, I know you're here, where are you? You're not funny. You want a match? Come on, you get in the ring. Blah blah blah. Oh, Dean, he won't face me face to face.
He's a coward.
And the whole time, cameraman has now made his way behind the Miz. He's dropped the camera. He's taken off the hat, and Miz is watching
the whole thing go
down.
down.
He's like,
behind him.
Fuck. And then he got dropped by Dean Ambrose.
Good job.
Funny.
It was a good segment because, and for me, it almost sort of made up for the shitty segment last week between Alexa and Bayley. Because this celebration shtick is like a thing that we also get fairly frequently. And there, on so many occasions, the babyface surprises the person by being in disguise or being the giant present or being in the cake or whatever the fuck they decide to be, and do the same segment, but then have the whole shtick be, it's not Dean Ambrose.
Yeah. The fact that Dean Ambrose was in the ring the whole time.
No, and the only thing that would have made this segment better is if he was wearing the stupid mustache.
Oh yeah, no, that will
the other camera guy mustache.
That will forever be the precursor to the Ambrose Asylum with Jericho. that will always be the best Dean Ambrose disguise.
You're probably looking at it right now.
Definitely. It's one of those things.
Look at it. It's the best.
The lack of care and the mustache. Then our main event was Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins got in Samoa Joe's face after the attack on Paul Heyman.
Yep.
And so Kurt decided to make this our main event, and it was Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins again. Except with a twist.
With the twist.
Because
M. Night Shyamalan was booking tonight, so Bray Wyatt made an appearance, but not really. He just did his blah, blah, blah.
So let me get this straight. Superstar shakeup happens. Bray Wyatt immediately goes after Finn. Okay. Braun goes down. We have to do the Fatal 5-Way, but we still have Bray and Finn. This night starts. Bray wants to go after Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns wins. So in the main event, Bray screws over Seth Rollins. What does that mean? What the... What?
It means...
Bray Wyatt's joining the Shield. Because that is the only thing that makes sense at this point. That's the thing. Nothing makes sense. But he went after Roman Reigns. He went after Seth Rollins. He wants to be the new Dean Ambrose.
You know what it really means? After
Raw doesn't know what the fuck it's doing.
After the debacle that was House of Horrors,
Okay.
WWE is having a hard time committing to a Bray Wyatt storyline. They're like, he can cut a good promo. Let's have him go out and do a promo. He can work really well. Let's have him go out there and wrestle somebody that he's got good chemistry with. But, like, they don't want... I think they don't want to nail down another storyline until people like me will stop going, but remember House of Horrors? Because that was dumb.
Here's the thing, though.
Is
that Bray isn't coming up with these ideas. This is WWE creative. They are creating these things for Bray to do, which they're already stupid ideas, but Bray is doing what he can with these stupid ideas. So when these stupid ideas end up being stupid, you're blaming Bray Wyatt for not selling your stupid idea.
WWE logic.
I am just...
And in the main event, Goldust and R-Truth did movie promos.
I forgot about that bit. It was essentially the same thing that happened last week.
Just different quotes.
Yeah. Still a really good Goldust promo. R-Truth said a lot of the same shit.
I'm still on board. I might be like 2% less on board than I was last week because neither of them have yet to make physical, actual appearances on television. Just little promos.
I think R-Truth seemed like he was the closest to actually being there because he was, like, in the back of an arena.
Yeah.
Goldust could be pretty much anywhere at this point.
Unless he's got a red curtain and a chair to sit in.
I'm sure he has a red curtain at his home. He's just cutting these promos at home.
His basement is just like a red carpet gala set up. It's been that way since like Goldust from the 90s, and he's never changed it.
It's just always been.
Just whenever he gets home, he just goes down there and like starts rubbing himself. He gets down there and goes, "Feels so good."
God.
Open the garage and there's that fucking dented pink Cadillac from the backlot brawl with Piper. He's got a closet full of his lingerie.
Thanks for watching the Raw review.
don't forget to do all those things that I usually say here, because it's liking and commenting and subscribing.
Check out podcast.
That's a link that's in the other links that he usually says first.
Yep. Reasonable wrestling fans.
With the W. Wrestling.
What?
Yeah, like, what the fuck, Raw? The W, like WTF. Stick around, because Tuesday Night Live review was coming out next. And midweek wrap-up after that with NXT and Mundo versus Mac 2. Yeah. All night long.
Potentially all night long again.
All tomorrow night long.
Yay. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next. I don't even know. Like, it didn't make any sense watching Raw, and then when I said it made even less sense.
Talking about Raw was as difficult as watching it.